What's up, guys? I wanted to bring some attention to another project that I found. Um, Outback Finance. Now, these guys are going to be an auto-rebase protocol on the Phantom network. Now, they don't have too much information out just of yet. It's very early on, which is why I wanted to make this video and bring some awareness to the project because their whitelisting stage is still going on, so you can get over onto the Discord and get yourself a whitelist spot. There's a few ways to do it. They ask you to complete two of several tasks. You know, inviting people to the server, leveling up, following the social medias, all that kind of stuff. And there is still some spots, so I advise you, if you're watching this video, to get over there and see if there's still some spots left. See, let's go into it in a bit more detail. So, right, these guys, they're going to offer 300,000 fixed APY per year, which is going to work out at roughly 2.2% a day, which is quite big, comparing it to some other protocols, probably similar to Seifu. And yeah, so let's move over onto some stuff that these guys are doing, which is a little bit different. So the rebases happen every 30 minutes with these guys, and they are going to introduce something called a lottery system, which they say is going to fix a couple of issues um, about to combat the circulating supply rising. So what they're going to do is they're going to allow users to send one root token, which is going to be the native token, to the contract, and the lottery will be drawn every 3 days. And then 90% of that is going to go to the winner, 8% will be burnt, and 2% into the bank. Yes, it's a nice little mechanism they've got going on there. Something, we've seen a lot of systems used before. This is something a little bit different. Anyway, let's move into how these guys are going to work their taxes. Now, they do talk about being inspired by Sphere Finance, which is a recent project similar project on the Polygon blockchain. And now what these guys did is kind of like an anti-whale feature, is that anybody who owns more than 1% of the liquidity pool is going to have an extra 5% tax added on, and then 2% is going to be 10, and so on and so forth. This is going to basically punish people for holding too much of the token. And then the normal taxes are going to be 13% on buying and 20% on sell. So the buy tax is a little bit lower if you compare it to different protocols, which is a good thing, I think, because it can kind of be off-putting to get into some of these protocols, especially if you didn't get in the private sale or the pre-sale, and then you've got maybe a 16% buy tax. 16% of your tokens are gone straight away, and the project has to move up by 16% in order for you just to break even. I think it can be a bit daunting for new investors, so having a lower buy tax, I think, is definitely a good idea. And then it breaks it down here about where the taxes are going. And so they've got some launch details for the moment. Like I said, not too much. This is very early on. The website isn't even ready. They haven't been doing contract audits. They haven't released the contract. They haven't done KYCs. You name it. It's still not done yet. Like I say, this is very early on. They've got themselves a Twitter at the moment. As I say, there's only one tweet. This is very, very early on. They've got a Discord. But yeah, I just wanted to bring some awareness to projects, as though it's in the whitelist phase. You can get over there and get yourself a whitelist, because we all know that getting into these projects nice and early is the way to make the most money. And yes, what it's saying here, the whitelist pre-sale. Whitelist members will be allowed to deposit a minimum of 500 and a maximum of up to 3,000 USD, and they want to raise 1,500,000, which we'll see how the project continues then once the whitelisting phase is finished and they've done some marketing and stuff like that, because they're really seem quite hyped up at the moment in the Discord, even though they're so early on. They haven't got everything put in place. But they do assure here, look, they are saying that they will do a full KYC, and they're going to be using a multi-sig for all the different contracts. And so this is one I definitely keep my eye on. We're going to work for a whitelist bot. I suggest that you guys do as well. And it's going to be interesting to see how this one develops. And so that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.